Hello, my dear students. Myself Mallesh, lecturer, Mechanical Engineering, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. Today, I am going to teach you Steam Boilers Unit 2 in Applied Thermal Engineering for 5th semester Mechanical Engineering students. Students, this is session 8. So, in my earlier sessions, I have explained the boiler draft systems. Those are natural or chimney draft system I have explained. Including that, I have explained purpose of a draught, classification of a draught, advantages of a natural draught, and disadvantages of a natural draught. So these are the concepts I have explained in previous session. I hope you have gone through this session and you have learned something about boiler draft system. So students, let's move on to this session having some contents. Those are artificial draught, forced draught, induced draught, balanced draught, advantages of forced draught over induced draught. So these are the content I have chosen to explain detailedly in further slides. Students, this is an artificial draught, or you can call as a mechanical draught. So in my previous session I have explained natural draught. So in that session I have explained the natural draught systems having no any mechanical device. So that will occur only difference in pressure. So those are the natural draught system. But in this case we have some mechanical devices to operate the draught. So the draught is produced here by mechanical means. So let's move on to the slides what these artificial draught or mechanical draught will teach. So let's take a note. In bigger power plants, the draught of order of 25 to 350 mm of water column is required. So why should we have to go for mechanical draught? Why not for natural draught? So here the concept for higher power plants, a bigger power plant means higher capacity power plants needed high range of draught system in the order of 25 to 350 mm of water. So for that purpose we will use artificial draught. Some of mechanical equipments are used for producing the draught. The draught so produced is called artificial draught. So here the definition is very clear. The draught which will use mechanical equipment, or the draught is produced by using of some mechanical equipment, then such draught so produced is called as a artificial draught. It has been seen that the draught produced by the chimney is affected by the atmospheric condition. So we have to think about how much this effect a draught will causes the effect of chimney. So here the draught produced by chimney is affected by the atmospheric conditions. So why should we have to go for mechanical draught? Why not? I already explained. Why not for natural draught? So here the reason, one disadvantage I explained in previous session, that is it will causes some effect on atmospheric condition, that is a natural draught. So to minimize those conditions, those affected conditions, that means the temperature may directly goes to the atmosphere. This will leave the surrounding air to get heat. So in that, by that, so the temperature may be increased. So this temperature or this surrounding temperature will leads to breathing problem of the surrounding public. So these are the major disadvantages of the natural draught. So why? That's why there's a reason we have choose the mechanical draught to reduce or to overcome those difficulties, and that difficulty should be minimized by using mechanical draught. So today's steam power plants require 20,000 tons of steam per hour. Would be impossible to run without aid of draught fan. So one another things, why should we have to go for mechanical draught? Because of the draught we have a huge quantity of steam is required to power generation. So suppose say we have a 800 or 500 megawatt power plant boilers. The steam will generate in terms of tons 1000 tons, 2000 tons, 20,000 tons of steam will produce every hour. So in that way, for that combustion, we should supply the air, as well as meantime the flue gas should be goes out of the boiler. So that reason we should go for mechanical rod. Then only these concept or these demand will meet by using the draw system. So let's move on artificial rod. I have just given a brief about mechanical rod and artificial rod. So what is artificial rods then? A chimney of a reasonable height would be incapable of developing enough draft to remove the tremendous volume of air and gas. So why should we have to choose artificial rod? The reason is the chimney in the boiler or power plant is incapable of developing enough draft. So for that reason, we require or we have to go for artificial rod. So these draft required in actual power plant is sufficiently high, and to meet high draft requirements, some of other system must be used known as a artificial draft. So I already explained. So we have a mm of water wheel more, and we required high draft. So that time we have to go for artificial draft. That's a basic. That's a definition of this artificial draft. So then artificial draft is produced by a fan, and it is known as mechanical rod. So artificial rod you can call as a artificial rod, we can call as a the fan rod, we can call fan rod also, we can call because by using mechanical systems, mechanical devices, let's say fan or blower, etc., for that purpose we can call this as a artificial rod. So the mechanical rod is also preferred in central power station. So central power station means we have a more capacity power station, we have a thermal power station, and we have a nuclear power station. There the capacity of the power generation is more, and for that purpose we are using this mechanical rod or artificial rod. So students, let's move on to forced drag. So these I in before session, in my earlier session, I have explained the classification of the drought. So in those classification, basically drought is classified into chimney drought, natural drought, or to mechanical drought. So in mechanical drought or artificial drought, we have a three classification, that is forced drought and induced drought and balanced drought. Let's go one by one. So here the first one is forced drought. What is forced drought then? So here let's take a look on this video before getting to the forced drought. Let's see here. Here I have a blower. So this is a blower or a fan is given. So here you have a furnace with grate. We have a boiler tube. So you have economizer, air preheater, and a chimney. So here the blower or a fan rotates. The fan from the the air from the surrounding will suck in the fan. That fan will supply the pressure air to the furnace. So here the air will supply to the furnace for the combustion purpose. So due to combustion we have a exhaust, we have a flue gas. So those flue gas will flows here to economizer. There some transfer of flue heat temperature is possible. Let's take a look. Let's take a look once again. So this is the boiler with blowers, external blower are given. So we have economizer as well as air preheater. and chimney. So here we have a furnace with grate. So the fan, the air from the fan, it flows to the furnace grate. Then again it flows to the economizer. From economizer it air preheater, where it flows to the chimney. So here the blower or a fan is the device will create a draught system, create a draught. For that purpose we can call it will pushes the air to the furnace towards the chimney by via economizer and air preheater. So for that purpose we can call this as a forced draught system, because it is installed before the furnace or before the boiler area. So for that purpose we can call as a forced draught system. So usually these forced draught fans are mounted before the boiler. These are having two fans are used for the purpose of producing the forced draught. So let's take a diagram of how the forced draught will look like. So this is the FD fans. You can already see in the video. This is FD fan. If the fan is rotates, the air, high pressure air will from low pressure air sucked in the fan. From the fan, the air of pressure of the air will be increased due to high pressure air. It flows to the boiler, where actually the combustion will occur. So due to combustion the flue gas will be generated. The generated flue gas will be flows to boiler, then again it flows to the economizer, then again it flows to the air preheater. So where in economizer also the heat transfer process will occur, similarly in air preheater also the heat transfer will rate will occur. Again finally the flue gas will flows to the atmosphere. So here the fan will forces the air and it will supplies the air to the furnace. Again the supplied air having some force. So for that purpose the draught produced by this system is called as forced draught system. Let's take a look. What is you already explained previously forced draught system. Before that, before getting to that, just take a theory behind forced draught. So in this system, a fan or a blower is provided. I already shown in the diagram. In the combustion chamber, combustion of air and fuel takes place and hot gases generated. So this is the concept. So these gases are forced to pass through the economizer and air preheater, and then they are exhausted after recovering the heat of the flue gases, and it flows to the chimney. So this draught system is known as positive draught system, since the pressure of the gases throughout the system is above atmospheric pressure. So here the high pressure, a little bit pressured air will supply to the boiler. Excuse me. Pressure of the air will supply to the boiler. From that boiler, after combustion, high pressure, the pressured pressured flue gas will flows to the economizer via air preheater, then it will flows to the chimney. So for that purpose, here the pressure inside the boiler will always positive one. So for that purpose, these draught system we can call as a positive draught system. So this is about forced draught system. Let's move on to the induced draught. So what is induced draught? Let's take a look on this video how the induced draughts are generated.
Today we will discuss induced drought. So in induced drought, the function of this drought that is different from the first drought. In this system, here is the boiler and this is the grate and it is the furnace, and here this is the passage for atmospheric air that enter into the boiler furnace, and this is the pipe that is connected with the economizer, and economizer that is attached with the air preheater, and here in this system blower is located after the air preheater, and we can say that is near the base of the chimney instead of the grate, as in case of forced draught. So the air sucked in this system by reducing the pressure through the system below atmosphere. So with this arrow we can see the direction of air that is flowing throughout the system, and finally it is goes out to the atmosphere, and that is, we can say, that is exhaust through the chimney or stack. So the role of the blower that is using just near to the base of the chimney, that is induced draught fan that sucks the burned gases from the furnace, and pressure inside the furnace is reduced below atmospheric and induces the atmospheric air to flow through the furnace. And the action of the induced draught is similar to the action of the chimney. The draught produced is independent of the temperature of the hot gases. Therefore, the gases may be discharged as cold as possible after recovering as heat as possible in air preheater and economizer. And this draught is used generally when economizer and air preheater are incorporated in the system, and the fan should be located at such a place that temperature of the gas handled by the fan is lowest. The chimney is also used in this system, and its function is similar as mentioned in forced draught video, but total draught produced in induced draught system, that is the sum of the draught produced by fan and chimney. So this is the complete arrangement and working of induced draught that is shown in this video, and we can say today we have learnt about the working of the induced draught and how it is different from the forced draught. Subscribe.
Students, you have watched the video. You have gained some idea about how these induced draughts fans are working. So let's take a look here. So induced draught is produced by the fan, which is located near the base of chimney. As the diagram, has a video, it clearly shows the fan will be located very near to the fan. So in forced draught, the force of the air will occur, but here it will suck the air. It will suck the air, it will induce the air, and it will supply to the chimney. That is the concept of induced draught. So here the air is sucked in the system below atmospheric pressure. The flue gases generated are drawn through the system. After recovering heat in the economizer air preheater, they are exhausted through the chimney to the atmosphere. The draught produces independent of the temperature of the hot gases, so the gases may be discharged as cold as possible after recovering as much heat as possible. So here I will explain through this diagram. So let's take a look here. This is the boiler shell with we have furnace and grate. So this is the air inlet, this is atmospheric air will flows from this passage. So here the combustion of the fuel will occur or carried out on the furnace. So once the combustion will happens, then the flue gas will generated. Those flue gases will flows to the economizer, where actually the heat transfer of flue gases will occur. Again to the air preheater, there also be a heat transfer process will occur. So here we have placed some blower. So this blower will suck the air from the boiler. So it will suck or it will induce the air from the boiler, and it will supply to the chimney to the exhaust. So this is a stack or chimney. So where actually the blower or the receives or it will sucks the air from the boiler, the air will flows to exhaust. So this is how induced draught will work. So see a little bit here. In forced draught, the blowers are placed here before, but in induced draught, it will be placed in the below point of chimney. So that will very helpful to to induce, and it will supply to the chimney, to the exhaust. So this is how the induced draft systems are working. So next move on to balanced dirt. Students, you have known about what is forced dirt and induced dirt. So we have to combine together. So both induced and forced. Then we have some drought system that is called as a balanced drought system. So in this balanced drought system, what are the concept we're going to learn? Let's have a look. So it's always preferable to use combination of ID and FD, that is forced and induced drought fans are used, but it's not be using single alone, whether it's a forced or it is induced. So both are combination of ID and FD. If the force dart alone is used, then the furnace cannot be opened for firing for inspection. So let's look on the drawbacks of those force dart and induced dart. So if the force dart is alone, then the furnace cannot be opened for firing or inspection. So it is not possible to inspect the furnace while operation. So that is the one drawback of forced. Because of high pressure air gases inside the furnace will try to blow out. It will come out because the high pressure air, the pressured air will supply to the boiler. Then if you inspect the boiler, then the flame will come out from the door. So for that purpose, it is a one major difficulty while using forced draft furnace will try to blow out, and there is a very chances of blowing out of the fire completely and the furnace may stop. That's the one drawback. So if the induced draft fan alone is used, then also furnace cannot be opened either for the firing or for the inspection, because the cold air will try to rush into the furnace, because here the air pressure will maintain below atmospheric pressure. So when the vacuum type created, then there is possibility of rushing into the furnace, may be possibility occurring. For that purpose, induced draft fan is also a one drawback, which reduces the effective draft of the system. So to overcome both these difficulties, balanced droughts are used. Let's see the forced droughts having blowing problem. Similarly, induced drought have a rushing problem to the furnace. So these leads to reduce the effectiveness of the boiler. So for that purpose, we are using, and we have to overcome these difficulties, we are using balanced drought system. So let's say look on how the balanced drought system will work.
Today we will learn about drought. So firstly we need to know why the need of the balanced drought is required, and it is always preferred to use a combination of forced drought and induced drought instead of forced and induced drought alone. If forced drought is used alone, then furnace cannot be opened either for firing or inspection, because the high pressure air inside the furnace will try to blow out suddenly, and there is every chance of blowing out the fire completely and furnace stops. And if the induced drought is used alone, then also furnace cannot be opened either for firing or inspection, because the cold air will try to rush into the furnace as the pressure inside the furnace is below atmospheric pressure, and this reduces the effective drought and dilutes the combustion. So firstly we discuss about the main components of balanced drought and how these are attached with each other. This is the blower that is connected with the boiler, and it is the grate and furnace inside the boiler, and again from the boiler there is a pipes supply to the economizer, and this economizer that is attached to the air preheater. And again, as like in induced drought, here is the blower after air preheater, and this blower that is located near the base of the chimney or stack. So now with the help of the arrow we can see how the air and the flue gases that are flowing in the balanced drought. So these are the direction of the arrows of the air that is flowing throughout whole the system, and finally goes out to the atmosphere or exhaust through the chimney or stack. And now we will discuss about the working of the balanced drought. As the boiler starts to rotate, then air that enters into the boiler furnace through the at the grate, and one thing is need to know the pressure of air below the grate, that is above atmospheric, and it helps for proper and uniform combustion. And from here it passes through the furnace, and from furnace these are the flue gases that are entered into the economizer and air preheater, and with the help of blower this goes out to the atmosphere. So the pressure of air above the grate, that is below atmosphere, and it helps to remove the exhaust gases as quick as possible from the combustion zone. So the two main difficulties which are induced in forced and induced draught, that are need to rectify. So to overcome both the difficulties mentioned in forced and induced draught, a balanced draught is always preferred, and the balanced draught is a combination of force and induced draught. The forced draught overcomes the resistance of the fuel bed, therefore sufficient air is supplied to the fuel bed for proper and complete combustion, and the induced draught fan removes the gases from the furnace, maintaining the pressure in the furnace just below atmosphere. So this helps to prevent the blow of flames when doors are opened, as the leakage of air is inward. So whole arrangement of this balanced draught that is shown in this video, and the working, and the pressure inside the furnace is near atmospheric. So therefore there is no danger of blowout of the flames, or there is no danger of in rushing the air into the furnace when doors are opened for inspection. So this is the, and as we know, need to know whole working, how it is different from forced and induced, and how it is the combination of both force and induced draught. So this is most preferably used balanced draught. So today we have learnt the main components and working of the balanced draught.
Students, from this video you just taken a look about how the balanced draught works. So let's explain by using 2D diagrams. So here we have a blower before the boiler. From these are the furnace. Here the combustion will occur. So from the combustion the generated flue gases will flow to the economizer preheater. So here the blower will supply the air under pressure to the grate for the purpose of combustion. After combustion the flue gases are liberated, that will flows to the economizer with some force by the application of blower. That forced flue gas will flow to the economizer. There here heat transfer is possible. Again it fed to the air preheater. There also some heat transfer process is possible. So here we have mounted another blower that will suck the air here. So here the blower will force the air into the economizer, into the furnace to the economizer. In the simultaneously the blower also suck the air from the furnace, and it will supply to the exhaust, supply to the chimney via for exhaust. So this is how the balanced draught will work. So here both will operated at a time, that is forced draught fans also operated and induced draught fans also operated. So as I explained in previous slide, we have to face two difficulties in forced draught and induced draught. In forced draught we have a flame that will blows out of the furnace. For that purpose we may not use single FD fans, and this blower will suck the air, and these are the inside the air will have a negative pressure, that is below atmospheric pressure. That time we are not able to see, and we are not able to see inside the boiler, because it will push us inside the boiler. That's why we are not able to use single FD fan or single blower. For that purpose we have to use balancedly. So we have to overcome those two difficulties. We are using FD fan as well as ID fans. So students, let's have a look on what are the advantages of forced draught over induced draught. So the forced draught, the size and the power required for ID fan is more, because this fan handles more gases. So here advantage of forced draught over induced draught. Here the size and power required by ID fan is more because the fan handles more gases. Since the ID fan handles hot gases, water cooled or air cooled beings are to be used. So FD fan consumes less power. So here we have a how these fans are advantages. So FD fan consumes less power and normal bearing can be used. So here you can compare these two fans. In that, which one is the more advantageous, you can give importance for that fans. So the size and the power required by the ID fan is more because this fan handles more gases. So here ID fan is advantageous, that is size power is required is more because it should require more because it should to suck the air from the furnace. For that purpose ID fan size will be more. Since the ID fan handles hot gases, water cooled or air cooled bearings are be used in the ID fans. So FD fan consumes less power and normal bearing can be used. So here the bearing will be more, the bearing will be water cooled or air cooled bearing used in the ID fans, while FD fan consumes less power and normal bearings can be used. These are the main advantages over FD fan over ID fans. So students, I have gone through some artificial or mechanical draft systems. Under that, I have explained forced draft fans, induced draft fans, and balanced draft fans. And I explained the advantages over FD to ID. So here I have given some multiple choice question for your reference. Please just go through these. So first question: the mechanical draft produces dash drought than natural drought. So which drought it will produce? It will produce the more drought than the natural drought because we are using mechanical system here. In second question, the efficiency of the plant will be dash with the mechanical drought. So by using mechanical drought, absolutely the increasing of the drought will occur. That is second question. And third question, which of the following statement is wrong? The mechanical drought reduces the height of the chimney. The natural drought reduces the fuel consumption. A balanced drought system is a combination of induced and forced drought. All of the above, none of the above. The answer is the natural drought reduces the fuel consumption is a wrong statement. It should not affect the fuel consumption. For that purpose, the answer is B. So students, I have giving some activities for you to visit near power plant or industry, able to understand the operational aspects and safety procedure using in the boiler, and prepare a handwritten note on how the artificial draft systems are used in the boiler for effective operations of thermal plant. So how these draft systems are applicable and how they are functioning in the power plant. So those concepts you will going to know. So for that purpose, you prepare a handwritten note. Before that, you have to visit the plant for this activity. So students, I have referred these books. Please go through these books and you will learn more things about this session concepts. Any question, please mail to maleshanaik@gmail.com. You will get clarified shortly. Thank you once again. This is the topic I have covered in session 8 in the draft systems. So I will bring another content in the next session. Until then, thank you once again. Stay safe and stay healthy.